Hello, welcome to my another chess video, and after a lot of bullshit games I finally played something worth showing. So here we go. Actually, this game is kind of instructive, at least for some of the viewers, and it can be categorized as the attack chess, attacking chess, whatever you say it. And it's very short game. It was supposed to be a 30 minutes game, but this game didn't last even half of that time. So what happened in this game was tactical play, which was allowed by my opponent, who is playing here with white pieces. And this opponent here, as we can see, is somewhat experienced already, and he has highest general rating, very similar to mine at this time, so we can say that he is playing on my level. Okay, so let's take a look. We go for he goes for the Italian game, so I just recorded a few videos on the Gioco Piano, so why don't I play for Gioco Piano here? Okay, so he moves this way, which I explained in my video about the Italian game, that this move is kind of passive move, doesn't do anything to threaten, doesn't threaten anything for black. So here we can just develop, and then he makes this move, which I discussed in my latest video about the fried liver kind of attack that can happen in the different configurations after king's pawns. But maybe just castle, because he's ready to attack already. And this move of this knight, I showed that it isn't very good in my latest video. So in this game it also turned out that this move wasn't very fortunate for my opponent. Okay, so now I just go to the defense sequence, which is started by this characteristic move, pawn d5. Now, of course, he grabs the pawn, and here I wanted to delay with taking back this pawn, so I didn't play knight takes d5, but rather than that I adopted the plan of attacking this bishop, which is a very important move, like this knight to e5 in all that kind of fried liver attack variations. So here my opponent moves like this. Now I must take this bishop, because taking this pawn and later recapturing would be problematic for black, so I decided to keep the game somewhat easier for black. Okay, but unfortunately white has this strong pawns formation in the center. My pawn is isolated and not very interesting here, but now I am in a position when I can easily play, so I just kick the knight. He isn't necessary for me here, so I just kick him away. He goes to this square attacking my pawn, so I return the pleasure for him and I attack him with my pawn. Okay, so he now jumps to this square, blocking my diagonal for the knight. but I like this. Maybe I didn't know at this moment that it's a very interesting move for me, but it turned out to be favorable for me. Okay, but let's see what happens next. So I, taking advantage of this knight here, attack his queen. And here he doesn't move his queen, and rather than that he defends. But note that I have my pawn here ready just to take this pawn, and now, since this pawn already defended the queen, now note that this knight here is pinned, right? So he cannot capture with his knight my pawn. So here he decided to play like this, demolishing his pawn structure. Okay, so here it isn't very difficult to find that black should play to this square. Of course it is obvious that this rook has to move. And then what can we do? I decided to make place for my queen so that my queen could give check here. However, now it is impossible because of this bishop guarding the square. Okay, so now he attacks my bishop, so I decided that I will just move my bishop to the attack and capture the knight, because, well, I don't think this bishop could be very helpful to attack this king whatsoever. Okay, so we exchange the pieces, and now this move, which according to computer was a weak move, but still my opponent didn't take advantage of this somewhat weaker move. Instead, he played his pawn to the square, and now I'm free to move my knight here. And according to computer, this move also couldn't be considered as brilliant chess, but again, note that this knight here will be very useful later in the game. Okay, so he decided to move his bishop, so he moved his bishop to the game, but then he gave me the opportunity to check him, and now black has the decisive advantage, and now this is what we call attacking chess. Note that now if white goes to h1, it's all over. So he decided to move to this square. I just check him. What to do now? Why we have this rook hidden here? Let's just bring him to the game. Check. So he goes here. We can already grab this rook for free, right? Rook takes rook. But why make such a move if we have this move? Checkmate. So only in 21 moves I was able to totally outplay my opponent, and this was possible because of the attacking chess that I was able to apply in this game. So also the winning move, apart from this move, was queen takes h2. It's also checkmate. And this kind of games I like very much because they are quite easy to play, they are short, and they are almost self-explained.